Hi everyone, so today we are doing the chapter on the circle, okay, and it's page 146. So here's some quick revision that we have here. This is different parts of the circle and what they are called, okay, so we've got the circumference, the arc, the diameter, the center point, the sector, and the radius, okay. So line that goes the whole way across is the diameter, okay, all right, so that's B. So A is obviously this center point, okay. C, the whole way around, another word, it's almost like the perimeter of a circle is called the circumference, okay. And then when you look down here, when you go from the center point out to the circumference, that's the radius, okay. And this part here is called, E is called a sector. So it's like, to be honest, it's like a slice of cake. Think of it like that. A sector is always, or section is always like a slice of cake. And then the outside part of that slice of cake, or the circumference around it, is called the arc, okay? So this is the arc, this is the sector, this is the radius, this is the diameter, this is the circumference, and this is the center point, okay? Let's just quick recap on everything, okay? So here's just a few trick questions. What's the special name given to the perimeter of the circle? So the perimeter of the circle, you've already found that out. What's another name of half the diameter? So this way the full way across, but this is half of it. So half the diameter would be called a radius. Another name for the line of symmetry on a circle. So the line of symmetry, the line that goes across, what's the name for that? Okay, measure each of these lines on your circle. So how do you measure them? Okay, so measure them just with your ruler. And then it's asking you, it's just your ruler. They're not asking you to measure the angles. So they're asking you just to measure it. So go from 0 to there. So that's 2. 0 to there, and that's 2. It says, what part of the circle is each line? So each line is the radius of it, okay, of each line. And then it said, what do the radii of the circle have in common? So each one of those you'll find out has something in common when you measure it, okay? So give that a go. Now in question 4, we're looking at list all the coordinates marked on the blue circle and the orange circle. So coordinates is you read this side first and then you look down. So here are the coordinates on the blue one. There's A. Let's look at A. So it's 4 and then down to here 1. So how you'd write that, guys, I'll just write it here for you. You would write it like this. 4, 1. Okay? That's how you'd write that coordinate. Okay? The next one, B. B up here. It's 7 here, so we go 7 all the way across there, and then we drop it down to here, and it is 4. The coordinates there are 7 and 4. Okay? And so on and so on. So do A, B, C, and D. Then go on to the orange circle and do D, E, where's E? E, F, G, and H. All right? And get the coordinates of those and write those down. Okay, so you read this line first and then this line. For instance, A is 4 and then 1. That's how you write it, okay? So question 5. This is showing the relationship between radius and diameter. Now, if you haven't already thought about it and worked it out, the radius is double the diameter, the diameter is double the radius. Or another way of saying it is the radius is half the diameter, okay? So if you have the radius of a circle, it's possible to find out the diameter. So if the radius is 3, the diameter would be double that, which is 6 centimetres. If the diameter is 24, the radius is half of that, which is 12 centimetres, okay? So you can work that out easily, the rest of that table, okay? And then finally, question 6, use your protractor to measure each of the angles of each sector. So here we go. Your protractor is here. Remember, good old protractor from doing our angles. All right. And now you would put your center point. See if I can do this with one hand while making a video. That's my challenge today. Okay. So I have to make sure that the center point's in the middle and that the line is the line. Ooh. Okay. Let's do this properly. Let's try and measure it. Okay, I'll try my best here now, guys. There's only so much I'll be able to do, but I'll try this. Okay, so here we go. We have the center point in the middle. we have the line at 0 there on the baseline. That's the baseline. And so we're going to measure. Oh, I see where it is now. I had to see what we were doing. Okay, so we're going to measure from 0. We start 0 at the baseline all the way over, and we're measuring the line that's coming out there. So we're actually measuring, I'll try and get this to focus. Yeah, so it's actually measuring 100. You see there, it's measuring 100. Okay, so it's just, see it there? Look, it's measuring 100, okay? So that's 100 degrees. You do the same, pick your baseline, and depending on where the baseline, always start your baseline at 0 and measure up. So let's say for this one here, this particular sector, here I'm on 0 and my baseline is there. So 0 is here, and the line that we are measuring is actually at 50. Okay, can you see it? There it is again, 50. Okay, so just keep measuring all the way around. Do A, B, C, and D there, guys. And hope you get on well. Talk to you soon. Slán.